All right, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Off-Air Show. It's Felger and Mark Dondero. Big Jim Murray is off for the night. We're doing it on Tuesday because tomorrow we're remote, so we're doing it tonight. Off-Air Show is presented by the original light beer, Miller Lite. Legendary stories in the Off-Air Show. Start with a light. Here's the 50 years of Miller time. Jake Seymour running the show. You got anything for me, Dondero?
I mean, I have questions, but Jake has
Go
topics.
ahead. What are your questions?
I was going to, I usually treat this as some kind of extended 5 questions, not about sports.
It is. Do it.
But we can do what Jake has. He's prepared.
Give me your 5 questions. I have nothing to do with sports.
All right. Well, I have more than 5, but I'll
go ahead.
One of the ones I was going to ask you, are you a collector? Do you collect anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Zero.
What's one thing?
I don't have that bug in one. All the sports adjacent stuff like the merchandise, the jerseys, the collectibles. I have zero bug for it. None.
Really? So there's nothing. It doesn't have to be sports either, but there's nothing that you would think it would be cool to own, something to have in the.
Nope. I used to have, because I'm a Grateful Dead fan. I used to have a ton of bootleg tapes that I listened to, but it became a little collectible-y kind of thing, like get rarities, and that's all been blown out of the water. I don't have a single one left. I don't even know what I did with my big rack of tapes, and that was 30 years ago, and that was a long time ago. I had baseball cards when I was a little boy, but nothing since the age of 13 or 14. And I have a Tupperware big storage bin full of old crap, but that's all from my youth. So as an adult, nothing.
Okay.
I don't collect fucking anything.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, so a few years ago, I uncovered, I think during the pandemic, my old baseball cards. I threw most of them out stupidly. But I said to there's like a faction of them that was Ken Griffey Jr. That was my guy. And I was like, I'm not throwing these out.
Good for you.
So I kept them. And
Are they mint?
No.
Are they?
They're in fine shape. They're not worth much.
Are they in laminates or what?
Yeah,
I mean?
I have them in a case, but
I have them in a case.
I do have them in a case. I didn't get them graded. But when I went, I was living in Georgia, and there was a card shop. I hadn't been to a card shop since I was 11 or whatever. But there's a card shop down there, so I'm down there by myself. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna go into the card shop. I kind of got the bug again, so I bought a couple that I should have bought more because they were cards I couldn't afford when I was a kid. So I spent like $400 on a few of them. They're worth like $3,000 now. I should have kept buying them. So that was a regret I have. But yeah, I have a couple of some of my old cards that I keep. It's not an extensive collection necessarily. I'm not a memorabilia guy. Helmets, jerseys, picture. I don't do that. But
none of it. I've not, and that's just sports. But anything.
Yeah.
I don't collect fucking anything. I go to concerts all the time.
Yeah.
Shoot me in the fucking head if you find me in line to buy a T-shirt or merch or anything. Like I have no interest.
It's sort of like, come back around though. Some of the cards, at least the collections, and that Chris Costa, the guy I played baseball with in college, has a card. He's done really well, and I go to his shop and I'm intoxicated by all the things there. The card vault, if you've never been to it, I just feel like it makes me feel good looking at the old cards when I bring them out. So
yeah,
that's it.
I might get that, but I just.
Okay, if you let me know if you have other questions.
I'm going to intersperse some of these. Hey, Felger, why does Bedard always sound so pissed off when he's on Big Boy Tuesday? Mike writes in, Dondero giving Bedard crap in the Pats postgame is the best part of the show. What happened between Joe and Bedard? So a whole bucket of Bedard questions. Did Joe Murray and Bedard have a beef?
Well, I mean, it was during the show that they got into each other. I honestly...
but they don't take that off the air, do they?
I don't know what that feeling is.
That sounds like a yes.
No, I mean, Joe's done the show longer than me and has interviewed Greg during the postgame show longer than me, so I'm not going to speak for Joe. I just think that there might have been something there based on the tonality and the aggressiveness that Joe had in that line of questioning about Mike Vrabel's challenge. That's it.
Yeah, it felt aggressive.
Yeah, so
it felt a little personal.
And I understand it because I'll speak for myself. I didn't understand sort of the tone of Greg for some of those early shows. And Jimmy Stewart addressed it on the show, your show last week. So I just was confused that the analysis from Greg didn't, meet the standard of an analyst that was on or whatever. He didn't want to answer some of the questions. So that was just a little weird that I had to get used to that dynamic. But other than that, I've been fine. I can handle it. So that was okay.
No, Greg's a peach. Did anyone stick up for Joe's cul-de-sac against Bedard today? I love Tuesdays, but Greg is an absolute zero on the postgame, the absolute worst. I disagree, but he's, Yeah, he takes it seriously. If you were bagging on him, you say he takes it too seriously. He takes it seriously, so he wants to look at the film.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to give you a thought about the league if he hasn't consumed the league.
Well, like I said to him on the show today.
Most people would just roll with it and do the best they could without having seen the film or watching the slate of games. But, that's why we love the big boy.
We love the big boy. And I just said on the show today to Greg, I just didn't understand why you couldn't quickly get yourself up to speed with what happened in the 1 o'clock window and then offer just a thought about what happened in the NFL in general. You cover the league. Why can't you just offer a thought on what's going on, or if it's a bigger picture? Which, by the way, the producer suggested I ask him some bigger picture type of question. That's why I did it, especially in a game that was a blowout, or they had a comfortable win, and we kind of exhausted all the topics from that game. And there's some topics you can't even talk about because he hasn't seen it. So I didn't want to ask that. So I asked a big picture. I thought it was an easier question. Didn't want to do it.
No, he doesn't. Igor says Felger collects memories. Yes.
That's nice.
I must be the only fucking guy. I'm never there at a concert with my phone out. Like, I'm not taking videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not buying merch. I'm just collecting memories. God, that sounds corny, but my God, the fucking phones at concerts or big, you watched last night in the late innings of this game. He's got the fucking phone out. Like, watch the game. I can't stand that.
I hear you, but there are moments, if you're collecting memories, where it is kind of cool to go back and rewatch whatever memory you have and get to see it again.
You can get it from someone else. You can get it. Everyone's taping it.
Sure.
You don't have to take your phone out too.
Yeah. Especially if it's an event that is being filmed.
One more. Tony asks, does the Wood listen to the show and does she critique your performance? No and yes. Yeah, she never listens, never watches. But if she happens to hear a clip or see something, I definitely fucking hear, why'd you wear that shirt? So that's the critique. It's nothing about anything I ever say.
Is that your wife or mine?
Does your wife watch or listen?
She'll do both, and she'll critique me for sure if there's something I say or a look, everything. If there's a look, or if there's something I said or how I said it or whatever, she'll critique me.
Okay, give me another 5 questions that have nothing to do with sports.
Well, what's one thing you would change about your look if you had the balls to do it?
Oh, my nose.
What does that mean?
What's
wrong with your nose?
I'd get a nose job and get like a cute little, Hollywood nose. As opposed to I'm half Jewish.
Okay.
As opposed to what I've been given, which is sort of a larger misshapen schnozola. I'd change my nose.
Yeah, see, I've never.
If I got a nose job, my
Q rating.
Yeah, the whole Q rate, I think the whole package would change. Yeah, I'd get a nose job.
A bunch of shit.
What would you do?
I would definitely go with a wiffle. Because then think about that. You never have to deal with a bad hair day. I think it would just be easier. I would keep it short.
So then I guess
like a buzz cut. A buzz cut.
Why don't you just do it?
My wife doesn't like it. I'm not going to do a haircut my wife doesn't want me to have.
True that.
So I don't do it. But I did it during the pandemic because I couldn't get a haircut or whatever.
That's not much maintenance. What does that require right there?
No, I guess not. But I mean, I prefer the wiffle. If I could do it, I would do a wiffle or whatever the buzz.
What do you got, Jake?
Anything, Jake?
One of the topics I had was, did you see this thing from Indiana University, the newspaper, Indiana Daily Student? So the university came down and said that the student newspaper could not post news in the paper anymore. And
Nudes or news?
News.
News.
News. N-E-W-S.
News.
Yes.
What? Okay.
Like on-campus news. And they also cut funding to the print. It happened last week.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so it's a big debate right now in terms of former alumni who went to the school, and they also fired their I guess student media leader, like the director, over the whole thing. It's a pretty big story in college journalism right now.
So it's sad.
It's sad. I don't follow the college journalism beat too closely.
Me neither.
What happened though? Why did they cancel?
So that's what everyone's trying to figure out right now, like why the reasoning was. I guess the president and chancellors and the deans didn't really provide much of a reasoning other than we're going to cut the funding and we don't want this to happen anymore. And then when the director,
what do you mean we didn't want this to happen? Don't want what to happen anymore?
I guess they're print. They don't want any more print.
Why?
From what I read, that is not known at the time. There is a money deficit with the program.
Financial
funding.
So it could be a financial reasoning. But the argument from the school is that the school has a right to kind of supplement some of that, especially because they give funding, and there's alums who donate directly to the newspaper.
So I don't know how to respond to that, Jake, other than to say traditional media is dying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, newspapers have been dying a slow death for a long time, so that doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised when papers are still alive and thriving. Like, that's a surprise.
So can I? Do you have another question?
No, go ahead.
Let me ask this, just because you kind of got onto that topic. Let's because I've wondered this. I've asked people about this just out of curiosity. Let's just say if we call Felger and Maz the foundation, the pinnacle, whatever, the epicenter of Boston sports media, whether you want to admit it or not, whatever.
No,
Let's just say your show, you and Tony went national, got huge, went away,
Yep.
national show.
Yep.
Felger and Maz went away. This station, as a result, suffered because of it. Whatever. Where would the people, the sports fans of Boston, turn? I mean, WEEI has been down. They've come back a little bit. That's always been a good station, but they haven't been what they used to be back in their heyday. I don't know what the preeminent Boston sports podcast is. Where would people go?
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that, honestly.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe some other podcast would get a bump. Maybe they go back to WEEI. But I'm not sure what else is there. And it's kind of a weird feeling just because it just doesn't feel like there's really anywhere else to turn.
where's the next Felger and Maz pushing Felger and Maz?
Right.
As Felger and Maz pushed maybe Glenn Ordway or that
Correct.
sort of
That's
thing.
what I'm asking.
Where's that next thing? Maybe it's you, Dondero. But
I'm here.
well, yeah, but you're there. But I mean,
Yeah, but it takes people that want to take chances. It takes people willing to try new things, and I feel like a lot of times that's people resist,
you mean people? You mean media people?
or people that are in charge of the media people. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, that whole thing, like willing to put on. It's hard to be the bad guy, and it's hard to. It's you got to want to be the bad guy. You got to, or be willing to take the pushback. And I think that's like one of the biggest things that is sort of getting in the way of just sort of the thing that we do, which is sort of, critical and like, hot takey critical stuff. It's like you get such blowback. Thank God I'm not online. But I think anyone who covers a team does anything halfway critical, they probably hear from all the bitches on Twitter. And they get all this negative response on the thing. And like, they don't want to wake up and get shit on every day by fans. And so the easier route is to just not really dig, not really scratch an itch, not really get uncomfortable, and then you never have to hear it. And so I think that's sort of like, I totally get it. There's days you don't want to hear it. There's just days you don't want to get chirped. But I think there's just way too many people who never want to get chirped, like just don't want to hear it, period. And so I don't know. There's just not enough guys willing to stir the shit.
and maybe part of it's just the oversaturation of all the different things and shows and content and this and that. But I've thought about that, because if you're the foundation and this is the biggest platform in Boston sports media, if it did take a hit, where would the people go? I don't know the answer.
I don't know. Jake, you got anything else?
I was going to ask, you brought up the Wood and the critiques. Did you ever learn anything from her being a successful broadcast journalist that you brought into your own career?
Oh, did I learn anything from the Wood?
The Wood. That's your wife?
So I would say I'm not able to do it because I'm not polished enough. But her and the TV news people are so fucking polished. You've worked in TV news, so you know it. And there's this thing where a lot of them, and Sarah's one of them, talk really low. And they have this low talking thing. The volume is down here. And what they do is they talk like this. So I think the sound guys in back have to bump up the volume. So they're not shouting. They're not shrill. They talk very smooth and soft. And they adjust the sound in back, and it sounds great. When I'm out there, I'm like, you can't hear me, so I got to fucking tell you this, and I got to shout. And when I critique myself, I am angry and shrill and loud. And it's like, Felger, can you just talk like a human being? But when I'm in a mic, I feel like I have to punch it out, or else you're not going to be able to hear it. The most annoying thing for me is when you can't hear somebody. So I always make sure to be loud enough. But the point is, the microphone's there to make it loud. I don't have to shout. And Sarah and the news gals are so good at just this smooth talking delivery like this. And you can hear them just fine. And I would love to take that from her, but I'm not skilled enough to do it.
I would love to take that from her too.
You
but
know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't do it. Maybe that's why I haven't gotten other opportunities in TV. I feel like the energy's important, and if I talk that low, I feel, I don't know, I lose the energy, and I can't. That's not when I'm at my best.
Okay, what's your next 5 questions?
Okay,
sports.
What is the best golf hole that you ever remember? And I'm not talking about your favorite to play or the favorite layout or anything like that. Just your performance on a specific hole. You can combine the type of hole and what you did on that hole. What's one hole that sticks out in your mind that you had a great performance at, you really remember?
Oh,
I'll give you mine. I
don't make me do this.
Parred
Go ahead.
16 at TPC Sawgrass after I was in the woods, punched out, went into the bunker, left of the green, water on the right side of the green. I hit this chip the bunker shot, where I was like awkward stance, fell over, the ball trickled to like 8 feet, made the putt for par. I erupted. My round was still, I was on track to break 90. I'm swearing, I'm yelling, I'm fist pumping. I screwed up. Probably some guy shot on 17, waited his whole life to play it, but I was yelling. I felt awful. But it was, that moment, I won the Masters. That was a huge.
So, and I'm sorry, I was zoning out. 17th at TPC Sawgrass?
16 at TPC Sawgrass.
The island hole.
No, the one before
I was
the
going
island
to say
hole.
you can't chip on the island.
You actually can. You can get into a bunker on the island hole.
You can.
Yeah. It's very small, but I've seen a guy we played with did it. But and then I went into the water on 17 and ruined my round.
Okay, but that's the hole
that
before.
16 hole, the chip that trickled down the hill towards the water, made the putt. That was the pinnacle of my golf career at that moment.
Okay, I'm not going to bore you. I can't remember. Like once every third round, I play a golf hole like I really know how to fucking play the game.
Okay.
And it happens once every other day, once every third day, where it's just 3-4 legit shots. And, but then, you'll watch me on the next hole and be like, this fucking guy. I'm your classic 9 handicap, 10 handicap, where there might be a 30-minute stretch during the round where you look at me and go like, you fucking sandbagger, you're not a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
where would you want to be? And
then there's another 30-minute stretch where you look at me and you go, you're not a fucking 9, you clown. You're 15.
Yeah.
So I'm like that guy.
Yeah.
No, I would love to be
realistically.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a 5 handicap.
Yeah.
Can I just be a 5 handicap?
It's a good number.
I'm shooting for super seniors. It's like, clubs have senior tournaments, and I'm a senior at 56 years old. Super senior is 60, 65, whatever that is. So I'm gunning for and not even to win. I'll never be a club champion at my course. Like, there's 60-year-olds who are fucking nasty, who are scratch golfer. Like, forget about that. Can I get on the board?
Yeah.
Can I get on my little country club's leaderboard for one day of the super seniors? That's all. That's my goal. To be in 6th place, day 1 of the super seniors at Charles River. Like, can I do that?
Let me ask you this. Would you ever be interested in some 98.5 The Sports Hub golf content, online golf content? For example, if I could get you hooked up with a golf influencer at a big platform, a New England person, you, Maz, Jim Murray versus the influencer, see how many holes, if he's a scratch golfer, how many holes would you win against a scratch golfer? And then, you have some commentary, people shoot it. And it's,
getting strokes,
No. Just
straight
up.
Oh, lucky to get one.
That's what I think that would be interesting. And then you have the banter and the back and forth and, the little inside your little golf world. I think that would be interesting content, entertaining content.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know. Golf's boring. It's even boring for me to talk about, even though I just did 2 minutes of it. Golf's boring.
I don't
you
think it's
think?
boring.
Golf's
No, I don't
fucking
think it's boring. I think
it's boring. It's boring to people.
I think it would be interesting. People would be interesting.
It's boring to the
All right,
world.
here's another one. How big of a celebrity are you?
Not.
I mean,
D minus.
Are people always coming up to you?
D minus. Depends where I am. If I walk through the Garden during a Bruins game, yes.
Yeah.
Felger. Hey, Felger. Yes, of course. If I walk through the Boston Public Library, 0. Like, so
Really?
it's like, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I walk through the Hartford Public Library, 0. Like
Hartford, okay.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, a real celebrity is a celebrity. I got to be around men aged 18 to 60 from Boston.
Okay.
Then maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying, like locally. Like,
Yeah,
you're walking
locally,
around your town.
Depends where I am. If I'm at a foo-foo restaurant with my wife, like, No.
Okay.
If I walk through the fucking Fenway Park, yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, but Fenway Park. But
Right.
I'm sure there's been other places that you've gotten somebody has come up to you or something that wasn't at the event that you cover.
D- level celebrity. And whatever the lowest rung of celebrity is what I am and we are.
Yeah.
Low media. You know,
Well, I mean,
media isn't celebrity. Media covers celebrities. Some media get to just like the very base of that status, and it has to be in Boston. So anywhere outside of Boston, 0. In Boston, D as in dog, dong, D-. There's some media, like Stephen A. Smith is a, high-level celebrity.
how are you in Boston? You have this huge show. Everybody watches your show. How are you not? Maybe they think you're antisocial.
No, I mean, people say hi all the time, but
Okay.
that's not like, I don't consider that celebrity.
I mean, if somebody's coming up to you and you don't know who they are, that would be. I mean, what do you consider celebrity? Endorsement deals?
D-.
Okay.
And endorsement deals is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the influencing shit.
Okay.
Like that, which I obviously don't do. Next, Jake, go.
Speaking of Stephen A. Smith, did you hear about this LeBron James story that he has?
No,
There's a lot
give
of
it to me.
drama. Okay, so he said on Carmelo Anthony's podcast that he doesn't like his ass, referring to LeBron James. saying
Well, hold
that-
on. Stephen A. doesn't like LeBron's ass.
No, like he's called LeBron like an ass. Like the full
Oh.
quote is, "Let me get to LeBron. I don't like his ass." They calling him an ass.
I don't like his ass. I got it.
Yes. So this is kind of feud from earlier this year with the Bronny James debate.
I remember.
And LeBron came out and said that Stephen A. Smith kind of made a career off him and that he wouldn't be half the media personality he is without his name and debating him. Do you agree or disagree about that?
So basically, what happened was
There's no fucking Stephen A. would be just as big without LeBron James as he would be with him.
I agree.
Stephen A. didn't get big off the NBA. He got big off of being Stephen A. Smith and the power of the NFL and sports. And I don't think LeBron James had hardly anything to do with him.
Well, I mean, he initially got the opportunity on his commentary about the NBA and Allen Iverson. And,
Okay,
and
right,
guys.
but that wasn't LeBron.
No, I mean, he was mad because LeBron, he was really mad. Like, he does not like LeBron. And he was mad because he thought LeBron was infringing on his ability to comment on basketball and that LeBron tried to turn it into like a personal family thing. And I agree. I mean, that was unnecessary, but he was really mad. And he was just commenting on why would the Lakers bring up Bronny James at that time, which was fair criticism.
I know. Yeah, Stephen A. doesn't need LeBron James.
No.
That's celebrity. That's next level media stuff. So Mark writes in, this is common. Saw Felger in a lunch spot a few years ago. My boss had never heard of him. So this happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's husband, wife, but sometimes it's guys where one guy, if you watch the show and you're a fan of sports radio, like it's a big deal. Like, definitely. If I see Stephen A. Smith or Colin Coward or Mad Dog, it's like, fuck yeah, there's Mad Dog. What's up,
Okay.
Chris? I think he's badass. But the guy that doesn't know him is like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That happens to me a lot, where the guy will see me like, oh, God, Felger, what's up, dude? Take a picture. And he hands a phone to his wife, and his wife is like, who is that? And what are you getting all hot and bothered about? Or not even a wife. It would be like 3 guys. And one guy would be like, oh, fuck it, Felger, come here, take a picture. And the other 2 are like, what are you talking about, dude? Who is this? So, like, if you think it's a big deal, but if you have to explain to the person next to you who the big deal is,
It's fair.
it's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
And that happens a ton, where it's like, why are you getting all excited? What's the big deal about this guy? Next, Jake, what do you got?
I was going to ask, what is your most awkward experience meeting somebody? Is there anything in particular that stands out like, oh, that was really weird? That was awkward.
Meaning like a listener?
Yeah, a listener or a fan comes up to you and you're like, that kind of gave you maybe the creeps, or it was an awkward interaction with another person.
It's 95% nice and genuine and a picture or how you doing. It's very few are combative or confrontational or awkward. They're really the vast majority of people are really good. A good one here. The one I always remember is my daughter at the time has got to be 6 years old or something.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down Newbury Street and we're holding hands. 8 years old, little girl, elementary school age girl. We're holding hands down Newbury Street. And behind me, I hear this really sweet, hey, Felger. Hey, is that Felger? And me and my daughter turn around, and the guy looks at me and goes, you fucking suck. I laughed. My daughter was a little scared. But that was good. Like, I thought that was good. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't, I thought that was funny.
I had a woman came up to me after the show we did at Dick's Sporting Goods, where I had the issue
with your shorts. Yes.
Issue.
Yep.
And she was like, hey, Mark. And I didn't know I was just like, yeah. And she was like, I saw the show. I thought you looked really good. I was like, okay. You're like old, very old. I was like, thank you. I gotta go.
That's awesome. Okay, give me your next question.
Mine?
Yep.
I forget them all, but I have them written down.
If Felger, Maz, and Murray were out drinking at a bar, who would have the best athlete stories they can't tell on the air? Maz. Maz is a storyteller, and he remembers shit, and he likes to interact with people. He has experiences with athletes, and I don't. The fucking guys, when I covered the teams, they fucking hated me, so I don't have much, and not that I remember, and I'm not a good conversationalist like this. Maz would have by far the best stories. Go ahead.
What is, would you get a tattoo on your face or neck? And maybe you've played the course, so stop me if you have. If you could play Augusta twice in consecutive days.
Here, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Not only would I not get a tattoo,
yeah,
depending on the situation, I don't know if I'd go play. I don't give a fuck. This is another thing that I consider a blessing for me, that I'm lucky. I do not have FOMO.
Okay.
I do not have bucket lists.
No?
Like, I don't need to play Augusta. I don't. I mean, if we had a good group of guys, and would I go, like, if I'd go on any golf trip? Fuck yeah, I would love to. Sure. Okay. I'm not saying like, I wouldn't play Augusta. No. I would play Augusta, and I would love to play Augusta. If you stuck me with 3 fucking lame asses that weren't fun and I didn't care about, but I had to play with them just to play Augusta, would I play Augusta? Maybe, but maybe not. And I'm not fucking getting a tattoo, so fuck right off. I wouldn't do anything to play Augusta other than kiss a little ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe be nice to someone I wouldn't be nice to for the right to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a limit on that. I don't have to play Augusta. I don't have to go see the Great Wall of China. I don't know why I always bring up that example. I don't have to do anything.
So there's nothing that you really want to do?
I don't have a bucket list. Like, I have simple attainable bucket lists. I'd like to go see an English Premier League match in Britain in a cool old pitch, a cool old soccer stadium, and sit and watch which I'm going to do, which is like, it's not, I'll go, it's just money. At one of these times, one of these years, I'm going to take the time and go to London, England, and in the middle of the Premier League schedule and see a proper English Premier League soccer match. But if I died tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, damn, I wish I saw that game. Like, I don't have bucket lists. I don't care.
Well, that counts. I mean, that's basically what it is. You want to go see a Premier League.
I'm not going to tattoo my face to play. Would you tattoo your face?
I would look like Tyson.
Would you tattoo your face to play Augusta?
Yeah. So if there's an offer out there, I'll get some type of tattoo.
Really?
I would love to play that course.
What else? What else would you tattoo your face for?
I mean, other than keeping like a family member alive, I don't know.
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about shit like that. Like
I
playing
don't know.
Augusta.
Golf. That's all I mean, it's something, nothing. There's nothing I want to do that bad.
What would you tattoo your face for?
I don't know if I would ever get a face tattoo. Out on that.
I mean, you have to talk about the size and the look, but I don't know.
It's a good question, though. Go ahead.
What's something that you're elite at that's actually kind of negative, but you're elite at it? Not necessarily a good thing.
Abusing customer care people on the phone.
Like verbally abusing. You give them a piece of your mind.
It's bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No patience?
It's bad.
Give me an example.
Or you guys must do this. You must chirp like the bots on online sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time
Go
I'm on one of them.
Yourself and your mother, like get really, but the robot's easy. Every now and then, I don't go that far, but You think I have bad tone on the radio or bad tone? You should hear me with some of these customer service folks. It's really bad, but it's elite. And when they say, I've said this often, that this call is recorded for quality control. If it's recorded and any of these calls get out, I might be finished, honestly. Like, it's like borderline, dude, are you okay? What's wrong with you? So you say, what's an elite sort of negative thing? That if I get impatient on the customer service line, it's bad.
It's bad for me, when I can't get someone on the line. Like, I'll be in the house screaming, agent! To get somebody on the line when they're trying to, do you want to speak?
Oh,
to it?
yes.
Like, I can't do it.
Representative.
Yeah. And enunciating perfectly. Yeah, that gets me.
And then if I actually get the poor guy and he's overseas and is not particularly helpful, it doesn't end well for him. It's bad.
I may have called somebody a criminal once.
It's elite. It's elite.
Yeah, just
What's the worst company to deal with?
I'll swear to God, at one time, I actually got a call back. It was like 1 o'clock at night.
Okay.
1 o'clock at night, number I didn't recognize. Hello? Why don't you go fuck your mother? Hang up.
Wow, that is next level.
And you know what? I said, well played, sir. You got me back. Why don't you go fuck your own mother?
That's good.
He kept my
I
number.
can't even imagine
He kept my number
said.
and he called me back. Hey, listen, man. If you want to not provide proper customer service, you made your own bed. What else?
Is there a company in particular that really aggravates you? Like, oh, I got to call Comcast or Verizon or this or Netflix. Like, you just know before you even get on the phone it's going to end bad.
Yeah, so like I got a million. I think that I think the fact that I can't call Lyft or Uber is really, there's something wrong there. Unless I can. They have a number that I can actually talk to someone.
Not that I know of.
I have no idea.
I don't think I can.
What would make you want to call Lyft or Uber, though, out of curiosity?
They were late. I canceled. They charged me $10.
Okay,
Well, you
good.
fucking showed up late.
Yep.
What about this this fucking airport guarantee? You can't be late to an airport pickup or you're blah, blah, blah. Well, he was late. I didn't get to my blah, blah, blah. What do I do? You try and ever navigate the fucking thing to get, your complaint or like your money back or just address any sort of issue? You ever try that? I'm fucking Lyft.
Yeah.
Or Uber.
Okay.
Never mind, but there's just so many of those, Jake, that provide the service but don't provide any what they would call back end support, I guess, customer service on the back end. You can't talk to anyone. More and more places you can't really even chat with someone. The worst experience I've had recently was with Clear. Clear, the pre-check thing that's usually next to the TSA pre-check.
Yeah.
The Clear people, I think that's a horrible company with just horrible, horrible customer service. And what is so aggravating too is that they will accost you in the airport. They'll have fucking 8 people there next to the TSA pre-check line, trying to get you to come over and sign up. And then they sign you up, they take your money, and then bye-bye. Yeah, how much you take? Instead of putting 8 people there, why don't you put 6 people there and put 2 on the phone and provide some service? You would have kept me as a... So, I have a million of those, Jake, that I just think the customer service has become like a big thing of mine. Like, make yourself available. Don't just throw me to the bots. So, there's a million of those. You?
There's one guy who's actually a friend of mine who was listening to the show today. He texted me. He's always complaining about Eversource, Connecticut, and it's some of the most entertaining content I see on Twitter.
Meaning
they are awful. Like, they'll lose power.
The electric company.
Yeah, somebody sneezes, and I guess the company just doesn't get back to them. They don't fix the problem, and I enjoy watching. I don't have a company that I'm calling, consistently that I have issues with, thankfully.
I've had a horrible time with SiriusXM. And a big frustration with Nugs. I've talked about this. Nugs is a live concert streaming service.
Oh, okay.
Just all these
I've
streamers
heard
live concerts, which I fucking love. All I want to do when I go home, I don't watch TV or anything. I'm usually working and doing something, but in the background, I like having on live concerts.
Live
concert films. live concerts. Give me live concerts. And I'll consume all sorts of shit. Like I'll put whatever on there. And I just love having live music on. And Nugs is a live streaming service. Well, if you sign up for SiriusXM, you get live Nugs or free Nugs. They just couldn't figure it out, and they couldn't get me to the right. And it was just, oh my god! So I canceled. I had SiriusXM in 3 different cars, like 4, with my daughter. Like I get it in 4 cars. I canceled 3, and I'm going to cancel 4 as soon as I can tell my wife that you're not going to listen to CNN anymore on the radio. That's fucking stupid. Cancel it all.
I love satellite radio, though.
I know.
It's a great.
They're out. Fuck you.
Okay.
You can't. You're going to charge me but not provide service and provide back-end support. Fuck off. No,
Yeah.
You're out. I'm on a rampage getting rid of these. Whew. Feels so good. Every time I cancel something, it feels so good. Oh, I just saved myself $24.99 a month. I got it. It's not that I need the $24.99. Thank God. You know, I'm lucky like that. It's just I hate the fucking gouging. And the taking your money and not being able to.
It's a principle.
It's the that really is a principle thing. All right, we're going long. Who's got something else?
Do you know who Sabrina Carpenter is?
Sure.
Okay. Did you see her on Saturday Night Live?
Did not.
Okay, so she's on Saturday Night Live, and you know how they do a monologue to start or end every episode. This is one of the quotes she
They
had.
do one to end episodes now?
Is it to end or start? I'm not. I
They
thought
do
it was
to end? It's always a start.
Okay, always start. Sorry. So she has this one quote.
This is someone who's never watched Saturday Night Live. You just see clips.
Correct. Saturday Night Live is not what it used to be. It's
I don't
terrible.
care. No one watches shows anymore. They just watch fucking clips on TikTok. That doesn't make you a bad person, Jake. It makes you a young person. Go ahead.
Anyways, here's the quote. Everyone thinks of me as this like horned dog pop star, but there's really so much more to me. I'm not just horny, I'm also turned on and sexually charged, and I love to read. She then said her favorite book was the encyclopedia because it's so big and it's hard.
I think that's funny.
I thought it was funny.
I think that's funny. It's self-deprecating and it's funny. No?
I'm all for being sexually charged. So that's good.
I just
Good
like
for her.
she's making fun of herself.
Yeah.
That kind of is the key. All right, so I just need one more and then we'll get out of here.
The best thing you could do if some of those romance novels, like I've checked out some of those that my wife reads. Let me tell you something.
They get steamy, dude.
Oh my God. This is, you talk about pornos. This is like porn in words. So it's
Oh,
like,
good.
I don't understand the difference. Like this is ridiculous. I picked up one and before I knew it, I was like 49 pages in. I was like, I gotta go. Like, it was crazy.
I've talked about it this year though. I read a Brett Easton Ellis book called The Shards recently. It was an audio book. My wife and I were driving a car up from Florida.
Yeah.
We're driving our dogs really up from Florida. And so we listened to this audio book on tape
Yeah.
called The Shards. Oh my Lanta, the gay sex. Whoo!
The gay sex.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's gonna.
So listening to we jammed this in there with my heart and
Yeah, I
his,
feel like that would be something.
like with the wife sitting next to me all the way up the Eastern Seaboard.
You can. So, what was the commentary in the car like?
The wood just with her mouth, just like mouth agape.
Okay.
Oh.
Why didn't you change the channel?
Oh,
Like,
really?
I feel
Well,
like
it was a good story. It was a good book. It's just every third chapter they were getting after it, man. Woo! Let me tell you,
well,
if you like to read gay sex, that's a great book. Let's see. Yes, that's the American Psycho author. Yes, Rooks. That is the American Psycho author. I'm sure I butchered his name. Okay, is that it? Anything? I think we've done enough damage, don't you?
I think that was the one to
that's it.
end on.
Oh
man.
yeah,
Man,
we're
I
gonna
don't
end
know
on
where
that.
to go.
The Shards. If you like, if you're into that sort of stuff, the Shards. We're back at it a week from tomorrow. Back to our regularly scheduled time slot. A week from tomorrow. Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Dondero, for coming by.
Good to be with you.
Bye.